Yo, what is going on, homies? It's your boy Stump back for another Optc video, and in today's video, we're taking a look at one of the new Super Sugos that arrived for part 2 of the Gear 5 celebration. That is Big Mom, Olin the Orion. And in today's video, we're going to take her into some regular content to sort of see how she performs. And I gotta say, at the start of this video, I am a lot more impressed with Big Mom than I am with Kid and Law. Unfortunately for Kid and Law, they felt wonky, they felt janky, they felt all over the place, where Big Mom just, yeah. Big Mom, she's good. She's really, really good. She's a very, very powerful character, and definitely deserving of a Super Sugo for the moment where Kid Law actually defeat her. So, very, very cool episode. I actually really enjoyed the episode. I thought the episode was amazing. One of my favorite of the actual Wano arcs, if I'm completely honest. And like I said, in today's video, we're going to break it down. We're going to take a look at what she does, have a chat with her, and take her into some content. So we're going to start it off in Arena Ashura Doji. Now, in Arena Ashura Doji, there is a lot of special reverse and stuff like that, which is a little bit annoying. However, a very good character for this is Perospero. And Perospero's not even boosted, but he does help out Big Mom because he is one of the characters for Big Mom's Super EX. Big Mom is a driven powerhouse character. She's a Dex unit, and her Captain ability boosts everyone's cooldown by 1 turn at the start of the fight, HP of driven powerhouse by 1.5, and their attack by 5.25, but it increases it by 6 times if they have a recovery, Semler, or Wano orb. She boosts the attack for all other characters by 4.75, makes recovery and Semler orbs beneficial for all characters, and changes deck and quick orbs into Semler slots, making Perfects consume recovery and Semler slots as well, and she recovers a HP proportional to the number of enemies you defeated in that turn, times the crew's recovery at the end of the turn. So she's doing a lot as a captain. She's a rainbow captain in theory because she's a 4.75 boost to everyone else. And that's why Perospero actually works here. He's actually doing damage. As of me recording this video, I didn't think he was doing damage, but it turns out he is. And he actually triggers the Super EX, which is absolutely amazing. She is so bulky with 1.5 times HP. She's so tanky with her recovery of Dex and Quick Orbs turning to Semler and eating them with Perfects. She does a 6 times Captain with those orbs, including Wano slots. So she's just doing a lot. And remember, Semler orbs, they can't be swapped by the enemy. So that's very, very nice. As a Sailor, she makes recovery and Semler orbs beneficial for driven powerhouse characters and increases their recovery by 100, and then also increases their attack by 100 as her other Sailor ability. Most of the time, you're going to be using Big Mom as a captain, though, because she has a Super EX. As a captain, you get access to her Super EX special, and to get this, you must have the character as a captain, and then have the crew consist of Katakuri, Smoothie, Cracker, Perospero, Pudding, Strusen, Tama, or Kaido. So, you basically just need one of them on the team, and you are good. And this ability is actually ridiculous. Having a Super EX, and then just having one unit to activate it is so powerful, because this unit makes driven characters super driven, and powerhouse characters super powerhouse. That actually stacks together. So that way, if you have a driven powerhouse, like Big Mom herself, or a Kainu, those units are getting a 1.2 times boost on top of another 1.2 times boost, which is an essentially, shout out to my boy Tony, he's like an 8 point something times captain, which is absolutely absurd just by having one of those units on the team. There's a lot of very, very good Perosperos, there's a lot of very good Katakuris, a lot of them are powerhouse, there's a lot of good Kaidos as well, and this particular Big Mom's best friend is going to be something like the Verse Kaido from Verse Kaido Yamato, or Super Tandem Kaido if you are building some powerhouse teams. Now, I haven't done any powerhouse teams in this particular video. I actually sort of came up with the idea when I was doing my tier list video. Make sure to go check that out if you're not a member. Hit the join button so you get access to that stuff early. But she would work exceptionally well alongside Super Tandem Kaido. That way you can like double stack conditionals with her ability. Her special ability is very, very unique, and it's one that only one other character has, being Robin. She deals 20% of the enemy's current HP in true damage to all enemies. Sorry, it's basically just 20% HP card. That was a weird way of saying it. If your captain is driven, she allows you to stack 2 damage boosting conditional boosts for 3 turns. And if your captain is powerhouse, she allows 2 damage boosting conditionals for 1 turn. She then boosts the attack against burn by 2.25 for 2 turns. And if the enemies have a burn, debuff, protection, or all debuff when the special is activated, ignores this immunity and applies enemies with a burn that deals 100 times enemy's attack in damage for 2 turns. If the enemy is not immune, it does it for 3 turns, which is very, very nice. She is always going to do the conditional for 2 turns, though, even if you get the burn for 3, which is a bit of a shame and very similar to what Robin is doing. Basically, just a copy and paste of Robin special, except they changed burn for defense down to burn. So, and they changed, obviously, driven powerhouse instead of cerebral and free spirit. So Big Mom is going to be that unit that goes on the Beast Pirate team or on that team that works very, very nicely to get the extra conditional. And we've seen how valuable Robin is in Super Boss. This Big Mom is going to have that same effect. But on top of that, she is a super EX character that is giving 2 super classes. Like I said, 2 super classes, which is nuts. And with her super class, or a super EX, it boosts the color affinity of driven powers characters by 2.5 for 1 turn, and then changes similar orbs into Wonder orbs, whilst making super driven and super powerhouse. So she's doing a lot as a captain. She's very bulky. She's got very good healing. She's got very good damage output. You can bring anyone on the team. She's a 6 times captain with the right orbs, which is absolutely insane. She can still have access to super tandem because you have access to tandem orbs. And then with the generation of similar slots, you don't actually have to worry about super block orbs and all those very, very annoying shenanigans there. So you can do some really, really cool stuff with Big Mom. She seems very, very powerful. And that ability to have a double super class is just absolutely nuts. She also has a very interesting support that goes on basically the Big Mom Pirates of Katakuri, Cracker, Smoothie. She also goes on Kaido and Otama, where she increases a conditional boost by 0.2. So exactly the same as Robin's support. You can go on anyone that uses any of those characters that use a conditional boost. From what I can see here, I believe Kaido is probably the only one that gets access to that. But another thing that Big Mom has is she has access to the support rare recruit Otama to increase her own conditional, which is very, very powerful indeed. So overall, she's an exceptional character. And I've actually been blown away tenfold with what this Big Mom is doing. Powerhouse are very, very strong. Driven are very, very strong. And this particular character, alongside stuff like Verse, Blackbeard, and Whitebeard, and the Beast Pirate batch that we got for Anniversary, it's starting to skyrocket Driven especially to the moon, and then Powerhouse is sort of not far behind it. They're not on the level of something like Free Spirit is, but they are getting a lot better. Like I said, one of her best friends is going to be Verse Kaido. Verse Kaido is very, very strong. He gives a lot of cooldowns, and he can be an attack and an orb booster. And then you can use this particular Big Mom to stack 2 conditionals, being Queen's conditional as well as her own. She is clashing with Queen a little bit though, because she's a color affinity booster. But there is another very good character that you can use instead, that is Page 1 and Ulti. And I have included Page 1 and Ulti on this particular team. Page 1 Ulti are very, very nice because they can actually give a conditional boost against like high HP enemies or whatever you want to call it. So the resurgence of these units are very, very good. On top of that, dual units like Page 1 and Ulti, or the Capone Pirates like you guys see right here, they have access to gaining a Dex or a Quick Orb. Now remember, Big Mom actually turns them into Semler slots, and getting extra Semler slots means not only you're getting more healing, but it means that you're also avoiding stuff like very annoying orb shenanigans that the enemy might be throwing at you, namely stuff like super block orbs. So Big Mom's just absolutely incredible. I actually really like this unit, and I'm a big fan that she's not int. Honestly, making her int probably would have made more sense, and then making like the end of turn damage Big Mom Dex at the time would have seemed more logical to me. So that way this particular Big Mom can just slide in on the Beast Pirate team that we already have, that driven Beast Pirate team with Kaido, Queen, Alba, and Jack. However, they might be trying to go down a different path, or trying to rebirth the resurgence of Super Tandem Kaido. Now, we haven't had Dex content in a little while, so Super Tandem Kaido has been sort of hiding away in his cave, ready to reappear once that content does appear. But for now, we sort of haven't really seen that. Nevertheless, though, I think the combination of the two is going to work really, really well. For regular content, I wish I actually took it in for this particular fight, but I did use Kaido for the cooldowns. But in regular content where you're not getting cooldowns, that Super Tandem Kaido does struggle quite a bit. He has a lot of damage output, but his cooldowns is what holds him back. The big upside to running 2 Big Moms is that you actually get 1 turn of cooldown for each of your Big Mom characters. Unfortunately, we are obviously in a hybrid meta, so like seeing that isn't exactly the play. you definitely want to hybrid her up with someone else, and that's why not final type Kaido, the Verse Kaido, I guess is the best way to call him. Verse Kaido is her best friend because he can just give like 20 turns of cooldown. He can also give a additional damage that goes to immunity, and then if you run something like Queen, like I said, you can stack those conditions with Big Mom. But like I said, the only real issue with the unit is that she's only providing a 20% HP cut and the ability to stack 2 conditionals. And if you are running her alongside something like Super Tandem Kaido, you have to use her after Kaido uses his special, which then only allows you to use one other character to do so. And that basically has to be Queen, or it has to be Page 1 and ulti, otherwise you're not going to get access to that second conditional. So it's a bit of a shame there, but running her as a sub will still see play, especially if you are sort of taking on stuff like Super Boss against Sai. She does have a final tap as well, though. So her limit break's actually very interesting. She has Enrage. She has reduced special use limit by 3 turns at max, which is actually big, as well as having a last tap. Now, on the last stage, when the character's special is used, allows you to use her final tap, and her final tap increases the orb effects of beneficial Semla and Wano slots to 2.75 and boost the chain multiplier by 2 times. So she's going to double whatever chain you're at, and then she's going to basically turn Wano orbs and Semla slots into a 2.75 times multiplier. Now, we've seen this mechanic sort of pop up quite a bit since the Reverie Girls, and then obviously with Gear 5 being a thing, giving us 3 times. I don't know why they just sort of held back on with 2.75, as it's not a huge buff from Wano. I would have loved to see this be 3 times, and would have loved to see that chain multiplier go up to 2.25. I think Uta's is 2.25, so I just don't understand why they're holding back again and bringing that chain multiplier down and not allowing Big Mom to just hit absolutely absurd numbers with her final tap. With her final tap too, it's pretty dookie at the moment because there's nowhere to really use it, and most of the time, well, from what we can see now, is you are going to be running her on that Beast Pirate team where that you're versing an Int Super Boss, and unless she's like got rainbow damage, a Sai Super Boss, unless she's got rainbow damage, she's not going to be hitting last in the chain. She's actually going to be hitting first in the chain, because it would make more sense to start with a unit that doesn't have type advantage and allows you to get that second condition. So having the second condition though is an absolute insane power creep. It's an absolute insane buff to your damage, as we've seen with Robin in the future. In the past. Her Rumble's actually ridiculously good too. I have done a Rumble showcase. Make sure to go check that out as well. I'm super keen to take her into Grand Party. I'd love to see how she performs there, because in Rumble she's very good. So all round, she's been a bit of a sleeper of the celebration, because everyone sort of eyes her on Gear 5, and Momo's a regular legend, and then Kid Law obviously being like Gear 5's best friend. This particular Big Mom has just sort of come out of nowhere as a very interesting driven powerhouse sort of buff. And look, it's a celebration. We always have to have driven powerhouse in there somewhere. It's just what Bandai does. They love it, but it's nice to see that she's actually Dex. And it leads me to ask the question, what do you guys think is coming for part 3 of the celebration with Kaido? Do you think we're going to see another Kaido? Do you think we're going to see anything at all when it comes to part 3 that relates to the driven powerhouse medal, or do you reckon they're going to keep it around Gear 5? And if so, what do you think they're going to what do you think we're going to be looking at? This particular Big Mom being a Dex character has got me believing that we'll probably see a Dex Kaido. Kaido initially started as a Dex character, so I would love to see if they do another Super Sugo Kaido, which I probably think they will, because after Wano's done, we probably won't see Kaido for a very long time, so they are going to milk him for everything he's worth. But they could do something with Yamato, obviously with versus Yamato being Dex. You could do some stuff there with Kaido being Dex, or doing some more Yamato shenaniganry with the driven side of Yamato. She's quite a driven character as well. But that's going to wrap up the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure to go down there, belt the like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff for me. Let me know your thoughts and opinions of Big Mom in the comment section below. Do you enjoy the character? Do you like the character? Do you think she's powerful? Do you think she's a bit of a sleeper like I do? Because I honestly believe this particular character is going to blow some people away when they actually pull her, or they actually try her out in content. And moving forward, when we do see that double conditional really show its true power in something like Super Boss, it is going to be very interesting to see. But like I said, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff. Most importantly, whether you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, thank you for watching, and I will catch you all in the next one.